Hello. Alright, we're going to start off tonight. This is actually going to be our last video of this unit. So, yay. Our last unit video is going to be about making predictions with probability. So I want you to go ahead, and I drew a spinner, and it has 5 parts, which I know is kind of hard to draw sometimes. Obviously mine aren't equal, but they're supposed to be theoretically. So I have two stars, 1 smiley, 1 swirly, and 1 heart. So if you need to pause the video right now, go ahead and pause it. Draw your spinner. Yes, I do have the spinner landing on the star because that's what we're going to be talking about first. It's the example I'm going to give you. But if you need to pause it right now, then go ahead and pause it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how we could make a prediction with probability. And we're going to do that using our friend, proportions. Okay, so proportions and probability are friends because they both use ratios. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how this all works. So what if I ask you, example 1, what would the probability of landing on a star, probability, this is supposed to be probability B, of landing on a star after 200 spins? Okay. So let's change that 200 to 210. 210. Okay. 210 spins. So, we are not going to obviously spin the spinner 210 times, but there's a way we could use proportions, set up a proportion, and solve. And the first thing we need to do is we need to calculate the probability, and this is the theoretical, okay, we're not actually going to spin a spinner here, the theoretical probability of 1 spin. Okay, that's what we do first. So let's do that. So what is the probability that after 1 spin that it would land on a star? Well, there's 2 stars, and there's how many total sections? 5 sections. So we have a 2 out of 5 probability of landing on a star, right? That's what we just did here. We calculated the probability of 1 spin. Now, the question says, what would the probability be of landing on the star after 210 spins? So 210 spins, okay? Well, if we have a 2/5 probability after 1 spin, then we can multiply that by, we can figure out what that would be out of 210 spins, okay, by making another proportion. And we're going to put the number of spins on the bottom, okay? So now we can cross multiply and then divide. So if we cross multiply, we always cross multiply and divide. So let's just do step 2. Hold on, back up. Step 2 would be to set up a proportion. And you're going to put the number of spins on the bottom of the new proportion. Okay? You're going to use your original simplified. If we had to simplify this, we would simplify this because that makes our numbers easier. Ratio, and then, or proportion, and then you're going to set up another one with 210 on the bottom. Because what this really is saying is if we were going to spin it 5 times, it would theoretically land on the star 2 times, because there's 2 stars out of 5 sections. Okay, so anyways, we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to solve by cross multiply multiplying and then dividing. So let's do that. 2/5 out of x over 210. Okay, we're going to cross multiply. That's a multiply. And so we're going to do 210 times 2, and we get 420. Okay, so then 420, and then we're going to divide. And then divide by 5. And then divide. Okay, 420. Make sure you're not dividing the 210 by 5, but 420 divided by 5. 420 divided by 5. 5 goes into 42. 8 times 5 is 40. 84. Okay, so now we can see what the probability of landing on the star would be if we were going to spin it 210 times. It would be x equals 84. It would land on the star in 210 spins. It would land on the star 84 times. 84 is the answer. Okay? So that's what you have to do. Let's go through the steps again. We are going to set up 2 proportions. Well, you calculate the theoretical probability of the 1 spin first, and then you're going to set up your proportion, put the new number of spins that you're trying to figure out on the bottom of the new ratio, and then solve by cross multiplying and then dividing. Okay, so I hope that you've gotten some skills with cross multiplying and dividing after setting up proportions, because I will tell you that probably more than half of the ways that we solve problems in 7th grade math, especially on the STAR test, is by setting up proportions, cross multiplying, and dividing, because there's always something you're needing to find out. So if you haven't gotten familiar with that process, that is something that you need to get familiar with, because it's something you're going to be doing quite often. Okay, so anyways, that's it for tonight. Have a great Wednesday night, and I will see you tomorrow.